Broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hey, welcome everybody. I know it is a Friday evening for many of you, or a Friday afternoon, and in some places of the world it is early morning. Thank you all for being here. I will keep this tight and concise and get you Wi-Fi marketing demystified. My name is Keith Guyton, and many of you are familiar with Mr. Ed Hopkins, but let's introduce ourselves quickly. I will be your Director of Operations and Marketing for Wireless Snap. That is yours truly. And then our Chief Technical Officer, Mr. Ed Hopkins. If you'd like to say hello, Ed.
Hey everybody, how you doing? That is me, but that was a long time ago. I'm a little bit fatter now.
That looks like it was a prom picture, maybe.
No.
But we want to make sure that we're loud and clear. So if everyone could maybe just give us a number 1 in the old chat box, we'll know that for sure we're all dialed in. Okay, I see some ones. That is fantastic. Good to know. Is there any? Let's get to know each other for a minute. Yours truly, am in North San Diego County, where we're having an odd heat wave of 102 degrees today. And Ed, where are you at?
Oh, I'm in Monroe, Michigan. We just got over the heat wave. We had heat indices upwards in a range of 108 degrees for like the last 3-4 days, and today it's a beautiful 74 degrees and breezy. I love it.
Fantastic. Nice. Yeah, I'm hoping it gets back down to that here very soon. Where are the rest of you from? You guys want to just tell us maybe where you're at?
John's from Las Vegas. He says it's 112 degrees. Or is it a cool 112 or is it a hot 112?
That is a dry heat. Excellent.
All right, I think we can kick it off now. I think we've waited long.
Yeah.
Let's get down to it.
Absolutely. All right, guys, here we go. Down to the nitty-gritty. Let me demystify what Wi-Fi marketing is and what it's all about. So ultimately, many businesses offer guest Wi-Fi. It has kind of been a go-to. I remember when Starbucks first started offering it and you had to actually buy it. And then it quickly, and that was what, 10, 15 years ago. And then it slowly has evolved into offering free Wi-Fi to guests. And why it's important is many people, and I'm one of them, though I may have an unlimited data plan on my phone, it is not optimal for me if I want to work remotely at lunch on my computer or my tablet. And so I look for places that offer guest Wi-Fi. Now, the overwhelming majority of places that I go to for guest Wi-Fi have no idea who I am or that I'm even using their Wi-Fi. They just willy-nilly post the password to connect up on their board, or it's just a simple, I agree to your terms, and that's it. And so they're not tracking who's using it, how much they're using, how long they're using. For example, what really got me interested in this is there's a favorite place that I like to go to get some work done once a week. I've been going there for about 8 months, 1 day a week, and they have no idea who I am. I've never received a single piece of advertisement from them or a welcome or a thank you. And I use a lot of their data. I'll go there maybe and spend 2 or 3 hours getting a lot of work done and have lunch at the same time. So this really interested me when I saw that, and I'm in talks with them about adding this into their business model because it makes so much sense. I know it's kind of a reiteration, but the version that we've really been able to put together, thanks to Ed, our Chief Technical Officer, is basically any iteration of this that you saw in the past on a massive dose of steroids and high-intense CrossFit training for what we can now deliver by a very simple login method. And I'm going to show you some examples as we go. Basically, all it is we have this access point or a router. It's very small. It's probably 4 inches by 6 inches. And it plugs into any existing modem or router. And that's all it takes for a business to do. You can set everything up for a business. This could even be a business that's nowhere near you. Could be 100 miles from you, could be 1,000 miles from you, could be in another country. And you could set this account up and drop ship the router to them, and literally all they have to do is plug it in, and they're up and running with Wi-Fi marketing. So these routers will cover about 300 feet if they're in an outside space or a big open warehouse type setting, and about 150 feet if they're in an indoor space with a lot of obstructions like walls and people and whatnot. Another piece of equipment that takes Wi-Fi marketing truly to the next level is what we call the sensor. So this sensor in an outer space has about 80 to 130 foot range, and inside is about 32 to 65 feet. What the sensor does is it adds additional analytics and automated marketing triggers. It will detect phones or devices, let me say, could be a laptop, could be a tablet, could be a phone, that have previously logged into the network, and it detects them when they are within range, even if they do not log in. And it can also keep account of how long a device is outside of the range. And I'll get into more detail of that in a minute. So this is a nice, very awesome caveat to the whole Wi-Fi marketing experience. So some of the features that our platform offers in our Wi-Fi marketing suite is it's literally plug and play. You have live analytics, and I'll get into some details in a minute. Integrations are real stellar so that you can add to your MailChimp campaign. This can be white labeled, great API, and custom logins. You even can give a login to any client that, say, is a customer of yours, to give them their own back-end access to do things and self-manage it, as it were, or you can charge them an extra fee to manage their campaign for them. But ultimately, once you set it, you can forget it. Starting off with, you create a simple, very easy, very nice splash page. And this is literally drag and drop. Grab their logo, grab a background, set a background tint, and you're really done. And then whatever link you want it to go to after they have logged in. So that link could be to their website, to their menu, to their listing page. It could be to any. It could be to a review page. They want to review immediately. You can see up here it says access log. That you can see who's accessing. A firewall that allows you, and I'll get into more detail about this, to actually restrict users that might be abusing the network. Let me show you a live demo right here real quick. You guys will enjoy this. This is something that I threw together for one of my favorite spots I like to go to. And you'll see this is exactly what they would get. Facebook, email, or phone is what the options that I have set up to log into the Wi-Fi. They would hit agree, they could hit Facebook, email, or phone, they would go to phone. Automatically, I put it in my phone. I'm asking, this is an additional field that you can or cannot put in at your leisure and make it required or not required. I have it required to get a last name, first name. And then this is not required, but tell us your favorite brew of all time, right? So they can go through and see all their favorites. And this is another way they can have a great survey system if they wanted on every login. Then I hit submit, and I'm into their Wi-Fi. Now this is a demo. This is what you can create. You can show this to any business. You can create a demo and even show them in the back-end office that it's already logged all of the information into their database of this system, even without anyone being able to log into the Wi-Fi. This is literally an interface to collect customer data. And then it obviously puts them into the system. And you can customize terms of service for any of the businesses. So let me go back to the presentation now for everybody. Okay, and it's really that simple of a setup in creating these landing pages for them. Here's another example. You can even have it be a code that you want them to put in. If they know a certain code, they can bypass things because maybe they're a VIP member, and VIP members don't have to go through the normal route. And if they put in a special code, that's going to take them to a different area that's special just for them. Now, I was talking about how the automatic triggers work, and this is really the cool caveat of Wi-Fi marketing. So when a device connects, you can choose this. Oops, my apologies. You can choose when a device connects, and then you can decide that every time a device connects, every time on the third time it connects, fifth time it connects, after so many times, or every 10 connections, I want them to be given or sent a message or a notification. And that can be, and I'll show you some of the ways that you can send those triggers. With the sensor that I showed you, you can also set these automatic triggers whenever a device is near. So if that sensor, say, is outside and it's got that 300-foot range, and like today it's a hot day, and I have it, I happen to live in what's known as Hop Highway, where I have 40 microbreweries just in my town. You could literally have one there, and as they're walking down the main street of the downtown village, it could be broadcasting out, and if it recognizes them, immediately send them an email or a text message. You can choose either or to say, hey, come on in. It's hot out there. Have a cold one. So you can use this to really be almost conquest marketing if they're within range of the Wi-Fi network and the sensor, and it detects them, but they're actually not logged in. In addition, when they're no longer near. So this is great. If someone came to the business and then they've gone away from the business, and you can set this for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 hours. I mean, you can set as many triggers as you want. Each one of these can have an unlimited amount of triggers. Like maybe I get nearby twice, or nearby 3 times, or nearby 5 times. Or I'm no longer near 3 times, 4 times, 5 weeks, 6 months. You can send a message. Let's say it's been 3 weeks. They will automatically, depending on how they logged into the network with email or Facebook or their phone number, get a message from you that says, hey, we miss you. Please come back. Here's 2 for 1. Or bring a friend, get half off. You name it. But this is fantastic. You don't even have to offer them anything. If you just say, hey, we haven't seen you in a couple of weeks. Please come back. We'd love to see you again. That can be enough for someone to feel loved by a business or acknowledged enough by a business to be like, wow, they've noticed I haven't been there for a while. I'm going to go back. So you can set these amazing triggers, and you can do all these unique executions for them. Now, some of the triggers. The triggers can be this. You can send them to your Aweber list. You can just add them to your MailChimp list. You can add them to Constant Contact. That helps build their list. Maybe that's all they want to do. Hey, the first time someone checks in, I want you to take their data and just add it to my MailChimp list. So it's building their customer database automatically, simply by them capitalizing on offering guest Wi-Fi, which the majority of businesses are doing, and they're getting nothing in return for it. Now they can at least get something in return, which is, who is my guest? Yeah, there's some regulars, they might recognize their face, they might even know them by their first name, but the overwhelming majority of businesses have no idea their customer's name. They have no idea how to contact them if they wanted to. They rely on them on their own efforts and energies to try to log in and give their email or follow them on Facebook or follow them on Instagram or whatever you have. You can also set up webhooks, so you can add them to something else. Like if you have your own, we have a really great SMS broadcast system. You can add them into that, or mobile wallet, or something else that you want to add them into. You can automatically have it send them a text message or an email. You decide. That's the beauty of it, and you could delay it. So let's say the first time someone logs into my Wi-Fi, they're probably going to spend a couple hours there. So about 5 hours after they've been there, I want to send them an email that thanks them for coming in, and then asks them to possibly give us a review on Google or Yelp or TripAdvisor, you name it. Now, when it comes to text messaging, I know that there's other services out there, and we have a whole other SMS platform ourselves. But within this system, you get automatically 300 SMSs included with every device every month that can be sent out. So that means you'd have to have 300 triggers to go through those 300 SMSs. Now, for some businesses, they might blow through those. Some, they may never use them. If someone's going to blow through them, you can add an additional 500 SMS, which will give you a total of 800 SMSs that you can send out, and MMSs, for an additional $10 a month with the system. That's a lot of automated triggers by however unique experience you create a trigger for. So it's very, very affordable to use the #1 form of communication, which is text message, to say, thanks for coming in. Hey, we miss you, come back. Hey, please give us a review. Hey, here's 2 for 1. You name it. It's hot outside, come in. We see you're close by, come on in. Those are all of the things that you can do. Reviews. I got into that a little bit, but I know a lot of businesses are paying a lot of money for review building systems. This could be all they need because you can automatically send this review, and we have a lot of templated systems. So it's a template that goes, and if they hit thumbs up, it'll straight give them up to Google or Yelp or Trip, whatever you want. And if it's a thumbs down, it automatically triggers a mail to go to an email to admin or HR or whoever it is to say, sorry, we you were displeased. How can we give you a better experience next time? So they can really take control of their reviews, and they're doing all this off a service they're already giving for free, which is Wi-Fi marketing. So now their guest Wi-Fi becomes Wi-Fi marketing and becomes their automatic review builder system. And I'm gonna show you some cool case studies on this. You can have under your platform, you can manage multiple access points, multiple routers for multiple businesses all in one place. You can see how they're doing. If they happen to stop paying, you can shut them off, and then it becomes a useless system to them. So you really can have ultimate control from your end over all of your customers and everything they're doing, and add as many as you need to. The data collection is out of this world. So like I showed you, you can require Facebook for login, Instagram. That'll be later this month. We're going to integrate that. So then someone could choose Instagram to log in to your Wi-Fi network. Of course, you can select phone, email. You can require them to give you a birthday because maybe you want to send them a birthday notice. You can require the access code, and you can customize the agreement. And you just enable each one of these that you want to have active on that login screen when they want to use your free Wi-Fi at your guest services or in your business. Now, here's some of the statistics that you can get. Now, these alone are worth a ton of money to a business. This will tell you exactly how many webhooks were processed, email sent, SMS sent, MMS sent, how many people were added to MailChimp, Constant Contact, Aweber Contacts. All of it. They will know all of this. They'll know, wow. And this creates value to the product so that you don't have to resell it every month, that they see the value like, hey, this month I added, 100 new customers to your MailChimp, 100 new emails to your MailChimp account. Oh, that's fantastic. You'll know your total visitors, total visits, how many times a visitor comes in so they know who their regulars are. They could even turn this into a loyalty program. After someone has been in near range or logged in 10 times, that's a loyal customer. Hey, let's say thank you and give them a 10% off deal. How many are new visitors, return visitors, and average visit duration. In addition to all the analytics that you get, you'll know the connection trend, right? How many visitors connected, how many were nearby. So you can see, okay, we had this many connect on this day was lower, this day was higher. So you'll know what your busier days of the week are so that you can adjust maybe some marketing. Be like, okay, so according to this, the majority of people that are there and they're using internet is on a Tuesday, and Wednesday is really slow. So let's amp up some marketing for Wednesday so we can get Wednesday to have as much traffic as a Tuesday. And even near visitors. Okay, I see that we had a lot of visitors that were near us on a Tuesday, but our Tuesday sales were light, which means they were probably, maybe at the business next door, or they were around, or they weren't there. So let's make sure that we're really focusing on that nearby message when they're within network range. Hey, let's send them a message to come on in. You'll know how they're connecting, right? What they use to connect. You'll know who your top visitors are. You'll know the most popular, the busiest hour, data transferred, devices seen. You'll know who's using the majority of your data, and you can actually firewall them and restrict their data usage, and I'll get into that in a minute. So first time, second time, third time users, gender. If they're using Facebook and they put their gender, it'll show what browsers they're using, what devices they're using, just a massive amount of data. Maybe more than some businesses want, or maybe exactly what a business has been looking for, so they can really dial in and pinpoint their marketing, their target marketing ads. Tons of great features. So the timed marketing messages, literally set it and forget it. It's easy to customize. You grow the lists, and they can export all the data. So as each customer logs in, they can export all of that data immediately and put it into any CRM that they have in all of these different file formats. And they can do that on a regular basis so that they have this whole database building constantly. Growing social media, I'll show a test case on that. And literally, they can go in, set all the triggers up, spend a day or a week setting up all the triggers for all the different circumstances, connected, nearby, and not nearby, and then they're done for who knows how long. Here's an example of something that we did, and I sent this to you guys. You'll see that there's some downloads available to you guys. There's 3 files that are available for your guys' download. This is one of them. This is the case study. So in this case study, this one restaurant, within a single year, was able to drive through Wi-Fi marketing alone almost 230,000 visits to their website. That's an astronomical number for a town that's literally only 150,000 people. In addition of this town of only 150,000 people, within that year, they collected almost 15,000 contacts, either their phone number or their email or their Facebook. They know who these people are. Almost 15,000 customers. That's 10% of the entire population of that town. They were able to collect by using Wi-Fi marketing. So this is extremely effective. People are using Wi-Fi marketing. They were able to increase reviews, 1,400, almost 1,500 reviews in that same year, which got them to have a great star rating, 4.4. It showed that the reviews, mostly Google, it's wherever they sent them, or they could send them to Yelp. You can switch where you want to send them when you send that thumbs up, thumbs down, and where you want the reviews to go. Now, the fact that they did that made this particular restaurant #1 on search results for the area. Look at that. About 1 million results, and they're at the top of the list, #1. This is great marketing material for any restaurant, coffee shop, sandwich shop, florist, well, for anywhere that people hang out, donut shop, bookstore, where people want to hang out and capitalize on some free internet, get some work done. This is huge. A dealership where people are sitting there in the service lounge all day waiting for their oil change, or just a regular oil change place. And they can ends up so that they can be the top of the list because you're sending them, thanks for connecting, please review your experience here. And if you can send that an hour or 2 after they've been there automatically just because they used your free internet, they're going to say that was a great experience. I was able to get work done while I was waiting or while I was eating or whatever I was doing. This is how you can really increase someone's social and local profile to the nth degree with with something they're giving away for free already and not capitalizing on. Now, security is a whole nother aspect that they don't even think about, but you can add in terms of service that will indemnify you against any shady activities that someone does when using your Wi-Fi that comes back to you. It's PCI compliant, right? So it's much more difficult for hackers to access your private information. It's another firewall block. And the fact that you can restrict users. So that allows, you can create a more enjoyable internet experience for all of your customers because you can set data limits. Once someone has used 250 megabytes of data, shut them off, right? Then they got to wait till the next day. Or you can do it by time. You can say, okay, 2 hours, 2 days, a week. Maybe someone doesn't use it a lot. You don't want to make them log in every day, but they log in once a week. Or a data allotment. You can really control this, and then you can see who the abusers are, and you'll see them by name and email and phone number and their Facebook account, and you'll be able to say, hey, that's an abuser, and you can shut them off. And they'll be like, hey, I can't log in anymore. Yeah, well, it's because you're destroying the experience for other customers because you're, doing high def YouTube or Netflix or whatever, and you're here all day, and you only have 1 cup of coffee, and everyone else is trying to come and work, and they can't even get online because the bandwidth is so bottlenecked. So it gives them a massive amount of control that they otherwise may or may not have with their current guest Wi-Fi system. So you're adding all of these ancillary benefits and caveats. But what can it earn you? That's the bottom line, right? This is all great for a business, but what does that say to me? Well, the current industry average for a similar platform to ours of Wi-Fi marketing ranges from $149 to $299 a month. Yelp right now, Yelp bought a Wi-Fi marketing company in February because they see the potential in this. And Yelp is always going to every business and saying, hey, put our Yelp sticker, get people to do Yelp reviews, we'll send you business. Well, they bought this Wi-Fi marketing company, and they're hitting up every business to add this into there, and they charge $300 a month per router. And you guys know that Yelp is doing this not to really help the business, but because they're collecting massive amounts of customer data because it's their system. And they're remarketing to that business's customers for other businesses. That's the whole point of them doing it. Whereas if it's a proprietary system, which is what you can deliver to any business, they own that data. You have no reason to go and resell and use that data for any purpose. You're not some huge Google or Yelp or whatever. Gives them a lot more buyer's confidence in this program because they're going to own this data, and it's not going to be used to actually send business to competitors within range of them, which is exactly what Yelp is doing. You guys may have heard of 5-Star. 5-Star does a similar thing with kind of like a loyalty program, and they get businesses to sign up with them, and they're charging, you know, a pretty good amount to sign up with them because they're like, oh, well, when someone's nearby, we're going to recommend your place to them. Well, yeah, but that also means that you're recommending other places to them that are not mine. And so you see how that creates a conflict of interest for Yelp and a conflict of interest for 5-Star, whereas you do not create a conflict of interest for any customer whatsoever. So here's the cost of it. There's some hardware involved, and that's what really makes the system unique and how it works. So the router is $36 a month, and the sensor that detects whether they're nearby or far away is $13 a month. So the total in hardware is $49 a month, hard costs for a single system. So if you charge the industry average of $149 to $299, that means that you could yield anywhere from $100 to $250 per month per client as your profit. So if you went out and you were to, just in normal places that you went and did business in, where you went and had lunch, or you have your morning coffee or breakfast or dinner or whatever you're doing, and they have guest Wi-Fi, and you were to just word of mouth say, hey, I got this great way for you to collect customer data. I'm a regular. You don't know who I am. You never send me marketing materials. I don't use Facebook and Instagram, and I know you post on there, but that's you're not, you know, singling me out as an individual. You could probably sell one of these a week. So within a year from now, if you had 50 clients, because let's say you take 2 weeks off for vacation, like most people do, out of the 52 weeks of the year, and you sold it for the $149 and deducted the hardware cost, that would start yielding you a $5,000 a month residual income that just comes in month after month after month, and literally almost zero maintenance. Because if you show them how to work their own back-end office, or you set it all up the first time with, hey, let's set 10 triggers for when they connect, 10 triggers for when they're nearby, and 10 triggers for when they're far away, that's a lot of triggers, and that's going to really cover the bases for everyone that's interacting with that business. And if you were at the high end of the spectrum and you were able to get some of the larger businesses, maybe a restaurant group that has a little bit deeper pockets, or a dealership, or someone that has some deeper pockets, and you get them up to the $299, you know, now you're making $250 a month. That comes to, you know, $12,500 a month residual income if you're selling it at $299 a month. So there's a big spectrum there of a possibility to go and make money. And Yelp is pushing this hard. If you go into any business and like, oh yeah, Yelp, I signed up with Yelp for $300 a month. Really? And Yelp owns your data and they're remarketing it. How about I set you up for $150 a month? Half the price, and you own the data. What business owner wouldn't switch immediately to that? Or just to be present of mind, because Yelp is really going after this and attacking it because they see it as really the next disruptive marketing tool out there is Wi-Fi marketing. A lot of people have data restrictions on their phones, or they just want to use other devices that don't have data. So that's your income potential, right? But what is it? You know, there's some hardware cost, but what's the ultimate cost to you to have access to all of this? Well, we're going to do something. This is kind of our 4th of July special. It's something that we don't normally do, but we are actually partitioning this out from a larger marketing agency that we have as a standalone product so that we can give it at a really, really fantastic rate. And so what we're going to do, if you want to be part of this and go out and remarket it, is it's going to be $77 to set up your account, give you your login so that you can start creating demo splash pages and going out and showing it. And then after that, we'll just charge you $37 a month. and you can set up and sell as many accounts as you want. There's no limit. Go get 1,000 accounts if you want. You keep every penny above the hardware costs, literally. So that will get you 3 devices to show for demos, or 3 portals to create different landing pages, because maybe you want to make a landing page that focuses on a restaurant, one that focuses on a coffee shop, and one that focuses on a bookstore. After you have 3 devices, 3 routers out in play, or you've ordered them for yourself as demos or whatever, once you have at least 3 devices, you will get your own access portal where you can create as many accounts as you want without any restrictions. Up until that, you're restricted to only 3. Then, if you are so advantageous and want your own branding, maybe you have your own marketing company already, and you want to white label this system. This is also something that we have never done before with our Disruptive Technologies, is we offer a white label. So this is because it's, you know, our 4th of July special, as it were. For those of you that, I know many of you are not, we have a lot of people international on this call, so that's just in the United States. This week is 4th of July, or Independence Week, so we're offering a special. We will white label this. We never white label, but we'll white label this. It'll be an additional $37 a month, and it's all branded to whatever marketing company you already have in existence or you want to create to go and market this yourselves. That's not required, but should you want it, that's what would cost you. We give you unlimited support. You'll be able to I have a great support desk, 24/7. Send in support tickets. I have a slew of training material for everybody, how-to video instructions, a lot of marketing material. I've already put, as you guys may have noticed, right now there's 3 documents that you can download as part of this webinar: a 1-pager, a slide deck, and the case study. That's just a little bit of what we prepare for you so that you can really be well armed to go out there and get some business. I mean, this is being sold right now. So they're going to buy it from somebody, if not you, if they haven't already bought it. So that being said, we're Wireless Snap. And if you want to look at more detail and look at some videos that I've already posted, you can go to getwirelesssnap.com, all lowercase. And that is our sales page. And also it has a link so that you can ask additional questions. And speaking of questions, Ed, if you wanted to field some questions my way, I'd be more than happy to start taking them.
Yeah, one of the big questions was about Beacon Snap. A lot of people here asked if Wireless Snap is part of Beacon Snap. It is part of Beacon Snap, but this webinar is for the standalone. But you guys can still pick up Beacon Snap. There is a link to the Beacon Snap page if you go to get.wirelesssnap.com. It'll give you all the details about what you get with Beacon Snap. But Wireless Snap is free with Beacon Snap. It's included. But you do have the option, if you don't want to go through all the products we have with Beacon Snap, you can just select to grab Wireless Snap on its own. Another question that came up, Keith, was about the range of the access point. That is radius. That's not straight line, correct?
Correct. That is radius. So up, down, left, right, forward, backwards. A big sphere. And it might even be better than that, because I tested this at my house when I first got one, and I walked 4 doors down and I could still pick up a signal. So, and it was inside my house. So, you know, that's the statistics on the manufacturer of the device is saying that's what it is. But giving it any environment, it could be greater than that or less.
John says, so we will collect the monthly orders and you fulfill the setup and shipping to the new customers. No, we only send the devices. You're responsible for the setup of the actual account and the splash page, John.
Yeah, so we will drop ship it. And here's the beauty of this. You can get them all set up, and it could be, like I said, in another country. When we drop ship the router and sensor to them, it's already programmed with what you've created for them for their landing page and everything. So they literally plug in and they're done. So it's drop shipped, ready to go. If you want it that way, or you can have it drop shipped blank and have to then program it to whatever account you want. So you have a couple options there.
Peter asked, how long will it take to get delivery from the UK? I would think a week.
Probably a week, yeah, because within U.S. it's 2 days. Shipping, it's 2-day shipping, so let's just say 3 business days, depending on when the order comes in. So UK, probably a week, yeah.
Just a little bit of clarification. So when you guys get WirelessNet, we're not talking about the white label here, we will give you 3 demo locations where you can make 3 different landing pages. You can make one landing page for restaurants, one for chiropractors, or whatever other business you guys want to set up. You can show those off. When you guys finally sell an account, we'll then give you another location where you can actually set up the real account and assign the device to. When you guys hit on your account a total of 3 devices, you get your own portal that gives you more control over your locations and your users. And the other option is, like Keith said earlier in the call, you guys can choose to take the white label option, and you would automatically have it in your name, and you'd have access to everything that a portal user would have. All right, Keith, I don't think do you see any more questions that I missed?
Let's see.
Here's one that we get asked a lot, and I don't know if you guys know Keith and I, but we run our business a little bit different than the other gurus. We're usually always available, not personally, but when we get notified in our support desk that there's a support ticket that's hanging out there, we take care of those right away. And we will, if you guys are just having extreme struggles, we will schedule one-on-ones that don't cost you anything. We don't charge you any intensive fees or anything like that. We don't believe in that. That's just, I consider that theft of your money. So if you guys have anything that you need one-on-one contact with us with, we definitely will do that for you.
Yeah, we'll set up another, like a GoToWebinar or a Skype screen share, but we're always on top of that. And I have one question here I just want to address. Will it work in the UK? This will work anywhere that internet exists. If there's a modem or a router, this device literally just plugs into it and becomes the new gateway for someone to use that guest Wi-Fi. So there haven't been any restrictions on that unless the person does not have a modem or a router for the access point to plug into. That would be the only problem.
Yeah, for those of you that joined our webinar late, we will be having the replay available to you at that same URL, get.wirelessnap.com. I will place the replay on that page, so if you guys want to revisit this call, you can do so.
Yeah.
Oh, John has a question about the equipment fees. Can you please want to cover that, Keith?
So the equipment fees, this is a hardware. We don't make hardware, right? So we have to get it. And so obviously you could imagine that to create all this from scratch and everything would be a lot of money, which would be a lot to put out. And so our agreement is that we have to pay a fee for the devices to work with our system. And these devices only work with our system. You can't reprogram any other router to work with our system, because we've been asked that before. Otherwise, that would make our value go right down the tubes. So it'll only work with our devices. And there is a possibility in the very near future that we may actually be able to bring the monthly costs of those devices down significantly, even as low as possibly $22 or $3 a month for the router. We don't have that negotiated yet, but we're working on that. And so just keep that in mind, that there's another possibility to increase your profit on the hardware in the very near future, maybe a month or 2 from now. And we'll pass that on to you. We're not going to pretend that it's still $36. We're going to tell you, hey, guess what? It's only $24 now, so here's your extra $11 a month profit.
How does your platform compare to brick and mortar? We're not scammers like they are. And our stuff is a lot more cheaper, and we take better care of our customers than they do. So if you guys have ever been a member of anything that I've ever sold, I don't play games. I don't play the send you offers every week game. I'm not into making money from other offers from other gurus. When you are with us, you're with us only. We won't send you any other offers except for the stuff that we make. And if you guys are joining Beacon Snap, whatever we make, you're going to get free. So that's why you guys should take part in joining Beacon Snap.
Yeah, I mean, we started Beacon Snap. We opened it up about a year ago, and since we opened it, we've added probably a half dozen new products to it, including this one. But you can build apps and resell them and make like 100% profit on building an app for a small business. We have a lot of cool stuff in there. We have our gamification for customer database collection. We have some really cool stuff in there, but I don't want to, that's a whole nother webinar, which I think you guys can see a replay of it. But even our replay is missing about half of the new product that we've added to it.
The beauty of our program too is you don't have to buy any devices to actually sell an account.
Yeah.
You sell an account and you're ready to have the device installed. All you do is you order a device from us, hit the pay button, give us the shipping address, and we'll ship it right to your customer with generic branding. So they'll never see our branding, so they're always going to be your customer. And the devices start at $36 a month, so you guys want to calculate your profits from that number. Keep in mind, like he said, as we get more volume of devices ordered on our end, that's just going to lower the price on your end as well. So let's say you buy 3 devices, each of them are $36. 3 months from now, our price could go down to $20. We'll automatically adjust your $36 subscription for that lease of that device to $20. Wherever savings can be passed, we will pass it to you. That's what we do.
Yeah. So I just want to leave it. I posted the link to that live demo that I showed you guys. If you guys click on that link and go to log in to that demo of the splash page I showed you, I'll go to the back end of that and I'll show that any of you that have logged into it, you're automatically going to all of a sudden be listed there. So literally you can have the entire system running and working with the exception of actually having the device to give access to someone's internet, and it literally works and collects customer data instantaneously as a demo.
I redid the link for you, Keith, because you forgot the HTTP. Oh. So now it's a click link now if you guys check now. Mel says, is this included in our Beacon Snap $67 a month program? Not the 67, it's under the 77 a month program. If you qualify for it, please check your back office. Oh, here's a good question, Keith. How many can log in simultaneously into the router once they're in the store where the device is?
I think someone said something like 150 to 300. It's not a big deal. It's not.
Keep in mind, too, when someone goes to a store and uses their Wi-Fi, it's not a constantly connected thing. If you go to like google.com, once the page loads, it doesn't keep sending gigabytes and gigabytes of data back and forth. It's only as you're browsing. So I would presume 300 users on the router is pretty safe.
So I'm showing everyone right now, this is kind of what the back end looks like as you create accounts. And so I gave everyone the link to this account. So I would log into this account. Right, and there's my dashboard, and I see my locations. Now go to my location for this, and then I'll be able to see my access log. So anyone that's recently joined, like here we go, I have a couple that joined with their phone number. So you see this is live and active, right? I don't want to give everyone's information away, but this works. It's a live active link to show and demonstrate immediately to people, and you can firewall people, change your settings, restrictions. That's where you're going to add in whether you want people to be able to use Facebook, email. Like I said, Instagram's coming by the end of the month. And then create your splash page. It's super simple, and if you're really good at code, you can do code and have a lot of fun with this.
Another question, Keith. If a customer stops paying, then we are responsible for collection of equipment, or we pay an equipment penalty fee. Can you cover that, and also how you can, if they're failing to surrender the device, what you can do to that device?
Yeah, so if they stop paying, you can just shut off the device, and then it's useless to them. From your end, you just shut it all down. And if they don't get you the device and you can't collect it, there's you're going to get maybe one mulligan on that one. But after that, it's $90 to replace the device.
Yeah.
Because what will happen is the supplier for it will literally render that device obsolete to never be able to be used again, and it literally becomes a useless piece of plastic, and that's why it'll only be $90 to replace it.
And one of our other resellers is doing this, where if he did catch a store or a store owner stops paying for his service, remotely he can change it to go to another store. So let's say if it's a pizza joint, he can advertise another pizza joint on that guy's Wi-Fi.
Yeah, you could go here and you could just change the splash page and then change the link to be like, oh, go to the competitor's site when it's done. So if they don't pay you and they want to keep it plugged in, it's not going to benefit them. I mean, it would make no sense for them to keep it plugged in and using it anyways, because the whole point of it is to collect data and send out messages to everybody. So, I mean, that's what they want to use it for.
Hey, Keith, I want you to make this. Go ahead. Finish up your thought there.
As for them to not use it, to not realize the potential, just the stats alone that they're going to collect on their customers, and just reminding them, hey, we miss you. Hey, thanks for being a regular. Hey, come in, it's hot outside. That value alone for $150, they spend way more than that in any review building platform that's being sold to them, iReview Builder or whatever, and this can really literally replace it. Yeah, because everyone uses free. I use Guest Wi-Fi nonstop.
Yeah, I remember when I had several hundred SMS clients, and anytime a client left me, I would seriously just take that list, go to a competitor in the same industry and say, I have this list of 400 subscribers. If you join my SMS program, I will add them part of your list and part of your mailer.
Yeah. So, all right. What was the other question? You said you had something else you wanted me to set up?
Can you make this very clear for everybody that's joining Wireless Snap and not getting the white label? Are you saying we can demo without the device?
Correct. That's what I'm doing right here. I'm showing you that I'm demoing this to you people, and this device, obviously, I don't have a device anywhere near you. And I'm able to give you the splash page, have you log in, and then show you live that it's collecting the data immediately. You know, I don't mean to be giving everyone's data away, but I'm just showing you. I go to the access log, and here's the people that are on this webinar right now that have all logged into that splash page I gave you. So I'm already collecting the data, and then I can export it and do what I want with it. And it's all GDPR compliant, because I can go in and then delete someone, because if they want deleted, I got to delete them from the system. So it's all GDPR compliant. It's all working across the board. Now, not to get people confused, because I see one question. There are 3 different agency suites that you can buy from us. One is just Wireless Snap. That is just this product. It's $77 to get signed up. We create your account. You're ready to go. And then $37 a month. And that's all you spend until you sell it and then order a router and or a sensor on top of it. Then you'll add those hard costs on top of it, but you'll pass that on to your new client. So it's only $37 a month after the setup fee to go in and try to see if you can get a customer. The other agency fee we have is Beacon Snap, which gives you our app builder and our landing page builder and our ringless voicemail and SMS campaigns and you name it. And that's, what is it, $117 and $67 a month. And then we have one that is a dealer specific, because we kind of got our start with working with dealerships. And that has some cool products that are specifically for the automotive industry. So if you're into that, that's what is it? I think it's $137.77, $127.77 a month.
Hey Keith, I'm going to take that screen from you just to show them what you're talking
about. Yeah, go ahead. And that one is the highest. That's the most expensive program we have, and that's because we have some dealership affiliation with it, and the dealership affiliates with it, there's higher costs involved for those programs that we're delivering to you guys.
So here I'm on the sales page, get.wirelesssnap.com. If you click on this link down here, it gives you all the details of what's included in the Beacon Snap options that we have. Wireless Snap is free. inside Beacon Snap Unlimited Agency. This is what you get inside. You get Wireless Snap, Apper Snap, which is just an awesome program in itself. Engage Snap, which is our kiosk system. I'll show you what a kiosk looks like. You can make custom kiosks. I'll show you the Apper Snap example. You can make apps, PWAs. You want to cover what a PWA is, Keith?
So Progressive Web App was created by Google because about a year ago, Apple put a moratorium on publishing apps in their native app store because there was too many. And so now you can create what looks, acts, and functions exactly like an app, but it's actually just a website, but the consumer would never know any difference to it. There's no maintenance on it. There's no subscription on it. You don't have to update it every time a device updates because it's literally web-based. So you can create as many PWAs, progressive web apps, and sell them, and every penny you charge for them is all profit because there's no cost to maintenance, support, or upgrading to the PWAs at all. And you can turn that PWA into a native Apple app or an Android app instantly by just publishing it. It's like $200 to publish it with Apple and $25 to publish it with Android. And then you have a published app and a PWA. You have all three. It's like the trifecta of having an app for phones. But the cool thing about a PWA is it takes up no storage on the phone, doesn't run in the background, so least likely to be deleted, and it just works really good.
Another part of Beacon Snap is Lander Snap. You can build custom landing pages. Like we made this one with Lander Snap. It's all drag and drop, very easy and intuitive to use. We also have Beacon Snap, which is beacon broadcasting. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. We were one of the ones that originally spearheaded beacon advertising with Eddystone URL. We also have a full SMS system. We have our redirect system, which, Keith, you want to cover what the redirect snap is?
So that one's so what happens is a lot of people, when they want to like load something, let's say it's not Apple friendly or it's not Android friendly, when they hit that link, it'll detect their device so that it takes them to the Android-friendly version of what you want to deliver to them, or the Apple version that's friendly to them. So they don't have to like have that choice of, do you want Apple or Android? It just automatically recognizes the device and takes them there. Because that could be for an app, it could be for a mobile wallet, which we have available, any number of things.
Yep, the only thing out there that works with multi-devices is SMS marketing. That's it. Everything else either partially works with this device, works with this device, or does not work with this device and works with this device. So this allows you to direct those customers to the digital marketing system where you guys are supporting those devices. You can have a campaign for each. Next is our Shorty Snap. Essentially, it's a short URL service. You can come in here. It has a full API as well. You can build unlimited short URLs on the fly. Generate the short URL. Bam. Now you have a short URL service. Next is our Caller Snap example. Essentially what you do is you set it up so you can put this floater on any web page. Someone clicks on it, you're probably going to see this call my phone, and now the customer can speak through the browser to you via phone. Next is broadcast voicemail. We have a full ringless voicemail system built in. And, Keith, this is your bread and butter, is the Leads Beacon mobile wallet service.
Yeah, so mobile wallet, it allows you to capitalize on geofencing, iBeacons, and push notifications, because every iPhone comes with the wallet app native on it. Android has to download a native app. That's one point of friction. But you can create event tickets, boarding passes, loyalty cards, membership cards, business cards. They're all digital. And once they put that card in their mobile wallet, you can geofence it. You can have it triggered by beacons when they get close by with a hard push notification. You can send hard push notifications. You can send and trigger offers and coupons by date and time. It's a fantastic system, and it's built into most iPhones. It's bulletproof. It's really awesome.
And then for the other option, that is our dealership professional version of Beacon Snap, which includes Auction Snap. Keith, can you give a quick overview of what that is?
We have a program that allows any dealership to tap into any of the auctions around within the U.S. market, but they could show it, I guess, in Europe. It just be longer to get the car. But they can literally add the entire auction inventory to their website inventory. So now if a dealership had, say, only 500 cars on their lot or 100 cars on their lot, and someone was shopping their website, it would look like they had 2,000 cars. Like literally, there wouldn't be a car that someone surfing their website couldn't find that was the car that they wanted. And then they would call them, yeah, I want this car. I see it's on your site. They're like, yeah, you really want the car? Boom, I'll get the car for you. It'll be here in 2 days. Or they could then use that opportunity to say, well, that car's going to take 2 days to be ready for you, but I have something similar on the lot now if you want to come look at it. It's pretty phenomenal and there's zero risk to the dealer because they don't have to buy cars at auction and hope to sell them. They can literally sell them before they buy them. So it's a pretty cool system.
Next is our sales text chat. This is our mothership of all products. We started the whole game with sales text chat. We are approved with CDK Global to sell and provide text chat for dealerships around the world. Here's an example of how our system works. This will be like a dealership website. The customer will look at the car that they're interested in. They'll click on the text us button. They'll put in their name, their mobile number, their name, their mobile number, and their question, and it'll start a text chat with someone at the dealership. You can have unlimited agents, and it's a really, really strong program where there's a lot of money to be made there. And lastly,
it literally looks like and functions through the messaging text app on anyone's phone. It's only on the dealership side, actually it could be used in any retail business. On their side, it's web-based, but on the consumer side, it's text-based.
Correct. We started this with selling for dealerships, but sales text chat can be modified on your end to be for any niche, where it takes all identifying information about cars, dealerships, stuff like that. So you can match this for any niche, chiropractors, realtors, et cetera, et cetera. And Keith, lastly, we want to think, and we can close up this call.
Yeah, so we created a widget that calculates. So Ally Financial has created a used lease product, as there's this deluge of used cars hitting the market because leasing has been so big. There are now hitting market this year will be 12 million off-lease vehicles that are only 2 years old with low miles. So you can imagine that that's going to put a big hurt on all of the cars and being able to sell them because there's just so many. Well, adding the option of leasing a used car is really, really huge. So they can offer the ability to lease that used car now instead of just buying it, which allows the consumer to get in with no down, literally. And so we have that product as well. That's our Think Lease product. And you can take it to any franchise dealer in the United States. Basically, that's where Ally is doing used leases. So if you see any of those products as being something that you could have an instant customer for, then maybe you want the dealer professional service. If you want to build apps and sell them and have ringless voicemail and mobile wallet and all that, then you want maybe join the Beacon Snap platform. But if you really want to just go and capitalize on Wi-Fi marketing, which is really taking a new turn with all the information, all the things you can do with it, then join Wireless Snap. And, I know it's Friday. I know it's kind of a holiday week and weekend for many of those in the U.S., so I don't want to belabor this. We've been on for about an hour, and I thank everyone for being here on a Friday. And I hope you guys see the value or the potential value that this could be in either getting you extra income or even replacing your income so that you can have a lot more free time with your family or for yourself and get out of whatever daily grind that you have.
Yeah, but for those of you if Beacon Snap is way over your head, just too much products, too much things going on at one time, grab Wireless Snap, get started, and one of the probably most profitable part of Beacon Snap that we added. So you can get the standalone version. I put the link inside of the chat box there. It's get.wirelesssnap.com. Keith, I'll let you wrap this call up. We're at the hour mark, and we'll get this recording on get.wirelesssnap.com.
Absolutely. So I just want to say thank you, everyone, for being here, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. And remember to we're Wireless Snap and getwirelesssnap.com, and we have 3 options depending on how much product you want to have in your arsenal to go out and have a turnkey business. Literally, it's turnkey, and we provide a massive amount of training and material and support to you. So thank you and good evening.